these people just want towers gone. To them, there is no way you could fix towers. They just hate them and they want them deleted. What is going to make them happy? GG coming out and saying, hey, we are deleting towers out of the game. They throw a party. Hey, it's party time! No more towers! Hey guys, I have this video here from Gavin that is called Will Patch 0.2.0 Fix PoE 2's biggest endgame flaw? And in the thumbnail you can see that he says towers are tedious. So he thinks that towers are the biggest flaws. So I said I have to watch this video because you guys know what is my opinion on towers. Like, I don't think they are the best thing in the world, but I also don't think they suck. I actually kind of like, not the tower themselves, but the influencing the maps around your atlas so you can do different stuff. I don't think that towers are the biggest endgame flaw. Like, the endgame has a lot of flaws, and I wouldn't put towers even in the top 5. So I do want to hear what he has to say about it, because maybe he convinces me that towers suck, right? I know that I am in the minority by liking them, and the majority of people hate them.
Greetings, Exiles, I'm Gav.
Greetings.
It's no secret that Path of Exile 2 has completely shaken up the ARPG genre.
Yep.
Their paid beta test has already peaked at over 578,000 players. Once it goes free to play in 1.0, I expect a lot more. Personally, I've sunk over 800 hours into the game in just the first patch. While the
that is probably more than me. I know that I have over 500. Easily I have over 500. But I don't know how much I have. Will this be another rant about layouts? Probably. It depends on what he says. It depends on what he says, dude. Brother, I feel like I am crazy because every time I see people all day long, brother, every time you go to the comment sections on Reddit, on Twitter, on other videos, you see the comments and it's people saying, if they don't fix towers and layouts, I won't come back for this season or for this patch. And I say, brother, are you crazy? Towers are not that bad. Layouts are not that bad. How are you playing the game, dude? I completed everything in the game, dude. I don't give a fuck about towers and layouts. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So I don't know. Maybe I am crazy. Maybe I have said this 1,000 times and I will keep repeating it. I am not so stupid to not recognize that if I like something in the game, but 99% of players hate it, they should change it. Because, hey, if everybody hates it, it is because something is wrong with it. Even if I personally don't find anything wrong with it.
reception has been incredible. There's still a lot of work to do before Path of Exile 2 reaches its full 1.0 potential. The next major content patch, 0.20, Dawn of the Hunt, is finally releasing on April 4th. Based on all the teasers that we've received over the past month, we have a lot to look forward to. And even more will be revealed in their live stream on March 27th.
Bro, they are going to release, to reveal an insane amount of content on the 27th, dude. People think that it will be, yes, we are releasing the Hunters and that's it, and let's go, everybody goes home. No, brother, it is going to be insane, dude.
But one major issue remains, and GGG seems to be doubling and even tripling down on it. That issue is towers. Will towers and the endgame loop be addressed in Dawn of the Hunt? I really hope so. Let's talk about some of the core issues, and towards the end of the video, we'll brainstorm some possible solutions.
Okay. I will let him say what he's going to say about it, because I have already said a lot of shit about towers and layouts. Maybe he's going to address it in a different way. Let's see.
Tower maps help expand the fog of war and allow us to see more maps within their radius after we complete them. They also act as a means of buffing surrounding maps by placing precursor tablets into completed towers and activating them. The amount of maps that are buffed is based on the number of maps specified on these tablets. The maps chosen once activated are random uncompleted maps within the radius of the tower. These towers have very few mobs in them and they're fairly short to run. The problem is that due to this low monster count and density, you really don't want to use your tier 15 and 16 maps on them, because you're just trying to complete them as quickly as possible.
They are kind of addressing this, and maybe he's going to say it right here, by turning the towers into a regular map. In the new patch, they already announced this. They are going to turn the towers into a regular map that you activate the precursor tablet in. But the towers are going to have breaches and delirium mirrors and can have bosses, even everything.
And you're really unlikely to get a return on investment. Towers are similar to sextants or scarabs in PoE 1, but they require actual work in order to utilize them. If you had to run a map every time you wanted to use juicing currency in Path of Exile 1, there would be an absolute riot. Towers just feel like an overall interruption to the gameplay loop of mapping and pushing towards citadels. Add to the fact that once you've completed these towers, and you input the precursor tablet you want to use, the maps that it buffs within the tower radius is completely random. The strategy that Giga Juicers are using is to run all of the bad maps and layouts.
That is the problem, and you said it yourself. I am starting to get pissed off. I know that you are, my dude. The video is awesome, and I have watched videos from him before, and he makes really good videos. I am just ranting about this topic in general. You said it yourself. Giga users. The problem with this, and not this game, but the gamers, because this also happens in WoW, this happened in Diablo 4, this happens a lot in Dota 2, is that regular players or everybody sees content creators doing something or blasters doing something, and they think that they have to do it. I have no problem if you want to do it, if you think it is cool, but the problem is they think they have to do it. So they see the Giga users like optimizing the path around the tower so that when they input the precursor tablet, it buffers specific nodes in the Atlas tree to be hyper optimized. They say, hey, I have to do that shit. You don't have to do that shit. I never did that shit because that shit is boring as fuck. I will be honest, it is boring. You guys are saying it. I don't like to do this because it is boring. You are right on that one. It is boring. But when you are wrong is that you don't have to do it. You put the shit in the tower buffs whatever it is going to buff, and you pass through it, pass it to the nodes that got buffed, dude. Like, what the fuck? But no, because I can't get it random because then I get a buff in a fucking augury. Who cares? Do the augury. It is not that bad. Why are you crying about the map layout? You are contriving the whole system around not wanting to run augury or Mire. What the fuck is this shit? This is pussy behavior, my brother. This is fucking pussy behavior, in my opinion. Brother, I'll be honest. I will go back off. And I know this is going to piss people off. People that follow me. And I love you guys. Don't get mad at me. This is just one of my stupid opinions. And this is going to piss maybe if another content creator watches this video. But every time that I see someone complaining in a comment, in a tweet, in a video, in a Reddit post, in whatever, complaining about map layouts, I assume they are a pussy bitch. That is pussy bitch behavior. Why are you complaining about this shit? There are 50 other things that you can complain about in PoE 2. The trading sucks. The mobs are cracked. The crafting sucks dick. The balance is out of whack. Dying is too punishing. They take away your experience. Simulacrum sucks. Like, you can complain about a lot of shit. And you are going to complain about layouts. The most pussy shit there is. I am sorry, dude. I am seriously sorry because I love you guys. I don't want you to hate me because I am talking about layouts. I don't want you to hate me, but it is just what I think, you know. It is just what I think. I can't lie and say that I also dislike this shit because I don't. I don't give a fuck about layouts. And what I think is that thinking too much about layouts is pussy behavior. That is what I think.
Surrounding the tower, and then running the tower so that you can basically deterministically buff the maps that you actually want to run.
You don't have to do that shit.
It's so much extra work and tedium.
It is extra work and it is tedious, but you don't have to do it. You don't have to do it.
For such a small amount of player agency. Outside of the disjointed feeling of endgame and zoominess compared to the campaign, towers have been a constant negative point of feedback regarding the gameplay loop in the endgame.
And don't give me this shit because I know that some smart ass is going to tell me, by that logic, you don't have to do anything, but it is best if you do it, whatever. You can do everything in the game, all the content, farm currency, be rich, clear all the pinnacle content without doing that shit. You can still play optimally and have fun and everything is cool without having to hyper optimize every single node in the Atlas tree. Don't be a smart ass and give me this bullshit, motherfucker.
Despite the community's pleas to remove towers entirely or change them fundamentally, Grinding Gear Games seems to really want to make this system work.
Doubling down. Now he's going to talk about them doing the buff to the maps, what I said earlier. By the way, I will repeat it for the second time in this video. I am ranting. I am being opinionated. Maybe I am pissing people off. I am fine with being wrong, guys. I told it before and I will tell it again. Okay, I am fine with towers and layouts. But if over 90% of players dislike towers and layouts, I am fine with GGG addressing it because then I am in the minority. I am the one who is wrong and they should address the problem for the whole community. Hey, I also recognize that, so don't be pissed at me, dude.
On January 16th, patch 0.1.1 was released, bringing with it loads of improvements, bug fixes, minor unique item buffs, and more. Alongside all of this, GGG implemented 4 new tower map layouts and reworked the layout for the Lost Towers map area. Rather than
good decision, by the way, because that layout, I've been ranting here saying that nobody cares, that we shouldn't care about layouts. But brother, the tower layout was bullshit. And these new ones are better, for sure.
Moving them or reworking
crazy,
them,
don't worry.
they saw the layout variety as the issue and doubled down on the tower system. The core principle and functionality remained the same, but now we'd have some more variety on the towers that we ran. I'll admit that the layouts they introduced and the rework to the original tower layout are
this one is really good. I love that one. This one that is like a desertic mountain.
Much better. They're shorter and seem to have even less monsters in them overall. But the variety wasn't the issue. Towers still remain an interruption in the endgame loop, and they still aren't worth investing our higher tier maps into. The object was still just to get through them as quickly as possible in order to use your precursor tablet to...
That is why they are transforming them into a map. So the only part of this, of what you are saying that is remaining, is the part where you have to optimize your Atlas, right? Because since now the tower itself is a map, the only part that is remaining of this system that you dislike is the part of having to clear nodes so that when you buff the tower, you don't buff those nodes, but you hit the nodes that you actually want. That is the part that is remaining. And as I already established, you don't need to do that. You can be rich and efficient and clear everything in the game without having to ever do that in any way, shape, or form. So at that point, the only complaint that can be remaining is, well, I just don't like, now that towers are a regular map, I just don't like doing towers because the layouts in the towers suck dick. I already ranted about the layouts, and there are some better and some worse, right? Because the layout, that one, the desertic mountain, that is a good fucking layout, dude. Having said that, we still don't know because, and I think that is the point of this video, maybe they have some changes on their sleeve that they are going to pull out on the 27th, and all of this that we are discussing is just useless because they are going to drop some news that completely changes everything. Hey, when they announced this tower change, that was what, 3 weeks ago. In a month, they could maybe probably change it again because of the reception people had. We don't know. We are just speculating at this point.
Maps that you actually want to invest into. This change wasn't very well received, and it was concerning for the players that wanted the towers to be simplified or removed entirely. But GGG wasn't done there.
tripling down.
On February 25th, via a YouTube reveal for the upcoming 0.2.0 Dawn of the Hunt patch, they announced that towers can now spawn with mechanics, including bosses. Not only that, but precursor tablets slotted into completed towers can now buff other nearby towers. This just exacerbates the already existing issue with towers. They're tedious, there's little to no monsters in them, they're just a chore standing in the way of juicing, and you really don't want to invest into them. You just
Now they are a regular map, but that they have the precursor tablet, dude. They are any other map, but they have the precursor tablet. It is the same shit.
just want to complete them as quickly as possible. Now, even if you're using the degenerate strategy of running unwanted waystone layouts so that they can't be buffed, nearby uncompleted towers can now steal your tablet juice. Add on to that the fact that they'll now take longer to complete, as they'll be spawning with bosses and other mechanics in them. This teaser...
That was literally one of the problems you said earlier that they had. So they are fixing the problem, and now it is a problem too. It sounds to me, and I know that is what you are advocating for, by the way, that these people just want towers gone. Like, to them, there is no way you could fix towers. They just fucking hate them, and they want them deleted. What is going to make them happy? GG coming out and saying, hey, we are deleting towers out of the game. They throw a fucking party. Hey, it's party time! No more fucking towers! Because I can't see it any other way, dude. Nothing they do to towers is going to make them happy.
Content announcement completely missed the mark. Map variety and lack of investment into these towers wasn't the problem or the solution, but I don't want this video to be entirely filled with complaints. Let's go over what GGG can do potentially to fix the tower issue.
Okay, he's going to give solutions. Hey guys, maybe what I just said was wrong, and he's going to offer solutions to it besides deleting them, right? Because that is one of the solutions, deleting them. But maybe he's going to say other stuff.
The first and most obvious solution is the complete removal of tower maps.
I told you, but of course, that is the most obvious one. He's going to ignore that. There is still more in the video.
Towers themselves can remain, but when you reach a tower, just allow us to slot in a precursor tablet. Remove the chore of running a map that we don't even want to do in order to juice the content that we do want to run.
Hey, that is not a bad suggestion. Dude, Gabriel, my dude. That is a good suggestion, dude. I can support that suggestion. You get to the tower, but you don't actually run it. You just put the precursor tablet in. Hey, good suggestion, my dude, Gabriel. I support this shit. I support that.
If they're extremely adamant on keeping tower maps, there needs to be even more value and agency given to the player for completing them. Things such as instead of one precursor tablet, allow us to slot in 3 or even 4 per completed tower. Or allow us to run any map within the radius of the completed tower, regardless of us having completed a connected map. This both increases the juicing gained for completing the tower and also provides the player agency of choosing the maps that we want to run within that tower's radius.
I have to say, hey guys, I have to say, my brother Gabriel in here is giving good fucking suggestions, dude. Good fucking suggestions. I support this.
There are many possible solutions to the tower problem, and I really hope GGG doesn't continue to try forcing this endgame mechanic.
Conclusion, okay.
I think a lot of us are on board for the complete removal of towers, but I'd like to open up the comment section of this video.
I will be honest, guys. I know I have not defended towers, because I am not per se defending them. I am just saying that it is not that big of a deal that people say. But if they remove towers, I am also fine with that. I don't give a... Because I don't give a fuck either way. Since you don't have to do this shit, I don't care. Towers stay, towers are gone. I don't give a fuck. The game is going to be fun either way, with or without towers. So I don't care. I don't care. I am not defending or advocating kick towers, quadruple down on towers. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck.
Video for discussion. What do you think that grinding gear games should do with towers in patch 0.2.0 and beyond?
I
Do
already
you see
said a lot
towers
about
as a
them.
chore, or do you not mind them? And
I don't mind them.
finally, if towers aren't removed entirely, what ideas for removing tedium and increasing player agency do you have?
The
Thanks
ones you
so
said
much
are
for
okay.
watching and listening to me rant. I hope with the reveal of Dawn of the Hunt this Thursday, we see GGG moving in a better direction with the endgame loop overall,
They
and
probably
actually
will.
listening to community feedback.
They
Like the
probably
video
will.
if you liked it, subscribe for more Path of Exile 2 videos,
Good,
and I'll
good.
see you.
Hey guys, this was a good video. I liked it, and his suggestions, the possible solutions were really good. Hey Gabriel, my dude, good video, brother. I am sorry if my rants feel adversarial, because they are not meant like that. I am just ranting over here about the game, having fun, dude. This is just for fun, bro. But this was a good video. I really liked it, dude. Guys, thanks for being here. You guys are fucking awesome. God bless ya, and remember, don't be afraid ever, because this is just a ride.